Hi, I'm Craig Johnson, the author of the Walt Longmire books. Hi, bonjour. To all of my French readers. And friends. Kind of bummed out because we weren't able to make it over for the French tour with Gallmeister Editions. And also for Quias du Polar. But I got these questions that were sent to me from Quias du Polar, and I thought it would be a way of staying in touch, and saying hi, and maybe even answering the questions. Who knows? Did you already have the idea of creating a reoccurring character with Walt Longmire when you wrote Little Bird? Um, Not really, not really. I guess my expectations were extraordinarily low. The only thing that I wanted to do was write a book, and then possibly get it published. And then once that happened, the only thing I was concentrating on was hoping that maybe I would sell enough copies of that book that maybe I would be able to write some more books. But I really wasn't thinking, of that world of Absaroka County and Walt Longmire and Henry Standing Bear and Vic Moretti and everybody as a continuing world. When you read the first book, it reads like a novel. And the ending is very, it kind of encapsulates the world, of these characters, by the time you get to the end. Fortunately, there was enough there, though, enough groundwork with, an ensemble of characters who, were interested in enough things that I could continue on with that. Because when the American publisher picked up, the Little Bird, one of the first things they asked me was, would you consider, continuing this as a series? And I really didn't think that would work. And I told them that, and they said, well, maybe you should think about that. I like to think that, the reason why it is that people enjoy reading the books is the same reason that I enjoy writing the books. That I really kind of enjoy Walt's company. He's a decent guy. He's intelligent. He cares he's tough. He's got a lot of things going for him And so, for me, it was kind of like a mass death. Whenever I finished that first book, all those characters were gone. That world was gone, and I missed them. I missed them terribly. And I started thinking, what? Maybe you should think about writing some more of these. How did you choose to set all of your stories in Wyoming, where most of the technologies are lacking? Well, I live here. I built my ranch here. As a matter of fact, we're standing on my ranch right now. And, with the benefits that go along with that, there are also some things that are a little bit, more difficult in the sense that, cell phones don't work. A lot of technology becomes lacking when faced with, the expanse of the American West. Can your impressive storytelling be explained by the fact that you have practiced a lot of professions and gathered a lot of experiences? First of all, thank you. That's a very nice way to start a question like that. But yeah, I think that you need to have experiences to draw from like that. But I also think that a lot of what an author does is use your imagination. You can use a lot of life experiences and all that, but until you sit down, in the chair, and start writing, that's when things really start happening. And your imagination is like any other aspect of your physicality, in the sense that if you exercise it, if you energize it, and if you use it, it becomes more powerful. And maybe more skillful. It's like a muscle, that if you exercise it, it gets better. And you have to be open, to the ideas of that imagination, and the idea that that each book is going to be a little bit different, that the characters are going to grow, that they aren't going to become stagnant, and it's a pretty great way, to make a living. The fun thing that I do, the really rewarding part of what it is that I do, it's the place where I get to work, and the place where I get to work is in the reader's imagination, your imagination. It's my job, to be a wordsmith, to put together the words, not too many, not too few, hopefully just the right ones that are just going to tip off that first domino of your imagination, and then your imagination is going to do all of the really heavy lifting for me, and it's a pretty great place to work. You have a special link with France, a country where your books are very read. Do you miss the American gastronomy during your tours? I don't know. Missing food in France is like missing the mountains in Switzerland. You know, the food in France is just so incredible, and the ability, I think, you know, of the French, it's a kind of a double-edged sword like that, because one thing that the French do is, yeah, exactly, like they what they'll do is they'll take everybody else's food and then make it better and then serve it back to you and then defy you to say that yours was better. One of the best cheeseburgers I ever had in my life was off Saint Germain there in Paris. The pizzas that I've had there, you know, and this doesn't even include, you know, all of the French food that's so spectacular. So, do I miss American food when I come to France? No, probably not. Look, I miss the cheese shops like it in France when I come back to America.